The year is 1348. Europe stands on the brink of catastrophe, its people unaware that their world is about to change forever. A chilling wind moves through an English wood, carrying not just the scent of earth and pine, but a sense of dread that seems to seep into every root and branch. Beyond the trees, a terrible sickness, the great pestilence, ravages villages and towns, leaving empty homes and silent streets in its wake. Survival is now a daily struggle. Every cough or fever could mean doom. Fear hangs heavy in the air, and trust between neighbors begins to fray. At the forest's edge, a family huddles in a small cottage, seeking refuge from the plague. Their home, once a place of comfort, is now a fragile barrier against the unknown. The wilderness, once feared for its mysteries and dangers, now offers hope: cleaner air, fresh water, wild plants, and a chance to escape the crowded, disease-ridden villages. The forest is both provider and peril. Wolves and wild boar roam, and getting lost is a real danger. Yet for many these risks pale in comparison to the invisible threat of the plague. Yet the threat within the village walls is far greater. The close quarters and poor sanitation turn every home into a potential trap. The pestilence does not discriminate. It thrives in the close-packed conditions of medieval life, spreading swiftly from house to house, sparing neither rich nor poor. People turn to the woods, seeking not just timber and fuel, but quiet salvation. The forest becomes a place of exile and hope, a boundary between life and death. Survival is no longer about grand battles, but small, deliberate acts. Gathering the right wood, finding edible plants, and building fragile barriers against sickness. Every day is a test of resourcefulness and courage. The forest becomes a silent guardian, offering raw materials for resilience. Its bounty is hard-won, but for those who know its secrets, it is a lifeline. Here, the air feels cleaner, the shadows deeper, and hope, however faint, lingers among the ancient trees. The forest's embrace is both shelter and challenge. In these desperate times, the knowledge of the natural world is a family's greatest shield. Parents teach their children which plants heal and which harm, passing down wisdom that may mean the difference between life and death. The forest stands as a natural fortress, its secrets passed down through generations. Each lesson learned is a thread in the fabric of survival. For those who listen, it offers a chance at survival when the world beyond is falling apart. In the hush of the woods, families find a fragile peace and the hope that tomorrow might bring relief. In the shadow of the plague, the wild woods become humanity's last, best hope, a sanctuary carved from fear, endurance, and the enduring strength of nature. Medieval people are often unfairly seen as ignorant of health, but their practical wisdom was profound. Their daily lives were shaped by a deep understanding of the world around them, passed down through generations. They knew stagnant water was dangerous, and fresh air was vital, even if they didn't understand germs. Simple acts like airing bedding and opening windows were rooted in a desire for cleanliness and well-being. Farmers isolated sick animals. Elders kept waste away from drinking water. These habits were not just tradition, but practical responses to the challenges of rural life. These were not random acts, but early public health measures based on careful observation and experience. Communities worked together to keep their environments as safe as possible. They believed foul smells, miasma, caused disease, so they sought fresh air, burned herbs, and kept homes clean. These rituals, though rooted in old beliefs, often had real benefits. Their choices were guided by cause and effect, not just superstition. They learned from what worked, adapting their habits to protect their families and communities. When the great pestilence struck, they relied on this ancestral knowledge, seeking clean air, using proven building materials, and turning to the forest for food and medicine. Their connection to nature was a source of strength and resourcefulness. Their toolkit was practical wisdom honed over generations. Each lesson learned was carefully preserved and shared, becoming part of their collective memory. Far from helpless, they faced the plague with resilience and intelligence. Communities banded together, supporting one another through hardship and uncertainty. Their survival depended on adapting, observing, and passing down what worked. In this way, a glimmer of ancient wisdom continued to shine through the darkest times. When building wells, medieval people chose oak, not just for its strength, but for reasons they sensed, even if they couldn't explain them. Its wood kept water cleaner and safer, helping to prevent the spread of illness in communities where clean water was a matter of life and death. Oak's secret was tannins, natural compounds with powerful antimicrobial properties that could kill bacteria and slow the growth of harmful microbes. Water stored in oak barrels or wells stayed fresher for longer, reducing the risk of disease and making daily life a little safer. Oak beams in homes resisted rot and mold, making houses healthier and more durable even in damp climates. Without knowing the science, people saw the results: stronger, safer homes and water that kept their families thriving. The forest, especially the mighty oak, was both pharmacy and builder, providing materials and hidden protection. By using oak, they unknowingly created a natural defense against sickness, woven into the very fabric of their daily lives. Their reverence for the tree was rooted in survival, as generations learned to trust its silent strength. The invisible shield of tannins protected families from waterborne and airborne threats, quietly safeguarding their health. The forest's chemistry was their silent ally, working in the background to keep sickness at bay. In every well and beam, nature's shield stood guard, a quiet guardian woven into the heart of medieval life. The hearth fire was the heart of every home, but its wood mattered. During sickness, people burned pine, juniper, and cedar for their fragrant, cleansing smoke. These woods released compounds that actually reduced airborne bacteria. Herbs like rosemary and lavender were tossed into the flames, purifying the air. Even plague doctors used aromatic herbs in their masks, hoping to ward off disease. Choosing the right wood was a small act of preventative healthcare. Medieval people trusted their senses. Clean scents meant safety. Through fire and forest, they practiced atmospheric hygiene, making homes safer. Medieval forests were carefully managed, not wild. Coppicing, cutting trees like hazel and ash to encourage regrowth, created a patchwork of habitats. This management kept forests open, sunny, and less prone to disease. Open woods discouraged ticks and fungi, reducing illness. Regular clearing improved airflow, preventing dampness and decay. Coppiced woods were safer, more productive, and easier to navigate. The system provided essential materials and supported rural life. Forest management was a form of public health, reducing environmental risks. By shaping the woods, people created healthier communities. Their stewardship balanced human need with ecological health. Wood was vulnerable, so medieval people developed preservation techniques. Charring the surface of posts created a carbon layer, protecting against rot and insects. Pine tar, made from slow-burning resinous wood, waterproofed and sealed wood. Tarred roofs and barrels kept out moisture, preventing mold and keeping water safe. These methods made structures last longer and healthier. Practical craft skills directly improved public well-being. Preservation was about more than durability, it was about health. Every charred post and tarred barrel was a step toward a safer home. The forest was a vital food source, especially during crisis. People foraged for nuts, berries, mushrooms, and even edible bark. Acorns, once leached of tannins, became flour. Hazelnuts and walnuts provided protein and nutrients. Forest foods bolstered immune systems and filled nutritional gaps. Foraging knowledge was passed down, turning the woods into a wild pantry. In times of plague, this self-sufficiency could mean survival. The forest fed both body and spirit, offering resilience when fields failed. Nature's bounty was a crucial defense against disease. Medieval practices may seem primitive, but they reveal deep wisdom. Their health depended on the health of their environment. Oak, aromatic smoke, and managed woods all played a role. Today, we rediscover the benefits of nature, forest air, natural materials, and sustainable management. Coppicing shows how humans can use nature without destroying it. Their story is a reminder. Resilience comes from understanding and working with our ecosystems. The medieval forest is not just history, it's a guide for facing modern challenges. The answers to survival may lie in listening to the ancient lessons of the woods.